Hello, I'm Harish, a student of the Institute of Management and Development. Terrorist, fear, gunshots, bomb blasts, anger, frustration, and expressing solidarity has become a part of our lives now. When we talk about terror has no religion, no justification, and people who practice and preach terrorism under the garb of religious freedom are just the perpetrators of humanity and peace. Terror has gained momentum. Terror has become a menace now, and it has become a demon who is gushing blood and devouring the lives of innocent people. The degree of this monstrosity has given sleepless nights to the policemen, to the Indian government, and to a common man as well. Talking about terror, India has witnessed a series of terrorist attacks this year. First, it was the Malegaon blast. Second, it was the Jaipur blast. Then it was like in Delhi. And now, the terrorist attacks which have taken place in Mumbai. And when we talk about terror, how can we ignore Pakistan and the cost that we are paying now for all these terrorist attacks with the lives of innocent people and blood is just because we are the neighbors of a country which is sponsoring terrorism. And talking about Pakistan is depicting a picture of a state, of a country with no governance, and there is absolute absence of the government's threat. Coming to the cost of terror, we are paying a very heavy cost for the attacks with our lives, with the blood, with people, and counting. We have lost around 300 lives this year in the terrorist-related activities. Second comes the opportunities. We've also lost a couple of business opportunities. There have been many businessmen who wanted to expand their business in India, and they have changed their mind just because of the multiple terrorist attacks which have taken place in India. Thirdly, I talk about the productivity. Due to these terrorist attacks, there has been a loss of productivity. People have not been able to go to their offices and work and render services due to these terrorist attacks. And coming to the flight services which are being provided to the people, the bookings have seen a great reduction because people are not going in for business travel. And as it is, the Indian airline industry is suffering from huge losses, and this is giving a death blow to our airline industry. And talking about the tourism industry is also suffering heavy losses just because there has been a dip of about 35 to 40%. They are losing their business. And coming to the solution to this problem, what is the solution to this problem and how can we eradicate terrorism from the Indian soil? Or what would be a befitting reply to the terrorism that is being sponsored by Pakistan? This is like a $1 billion question, the answer to which we all are looking for. And talking about the solution, diplomacy is something that is preferred all over the world, and even we, being a democratic country, we believe in democracy and diplomacy both. So the Indian government has taken a tough stand on terrorism, and they are doing all that is possible and all that is there in their hands in order to put pressure on Pakistan to close the terror camps operating from the soil of Pakistan. But to a large extent, we feel that nothing is really turning out. And the only option left is striking the terrorist camps that are operating in Pakistan and eradicating. We all know, it's known to the world that Pakistan is the epicenter of terrorism, and that's the country which is sponsoring terrorism, and all the activities, all the terrorist activities that have taken place in India, somewhere down the line they have their roots, their linkages to the terrorist camps which are operating from Pakistan. And my parents have always said that whenever you are facing a problem in your life, fight with the problem. And when it seems as if the problem is dominating you, then you need to finish it off. Because if you don't finish it off, then the problem will kill you, and that will kill you for sure. So believing in this, I'm sure it's very easy to say that come on, let's bombard Pakistan and let's wipe out terror from the globe. It's very easy to say that, but if we attack Pakistan is not going to keep quiet, it's going to retaliate. So the government knows it better, they know what is good for our country and what's not. So like they have all the options open, and like diplomacy is good, ahimsa is good, non-violence is good, but not always. There's a limit to everything, and we can tolerate these things to a certain extent, and like it's enough now. Enough is enough. We cannot anymore. Because the cost of a single terrorist attack, like if we keep quiet and if we don't say anything or if we don't take any stringent action against it, that would mean that is bringing us more terrorist attacks. So the cost of a single terrorist attack would be more terrorist attacks on India. So like we need to put a full stop to this somewhere, and let's do it. As responsible citizens of India, we need to take a pledge. We cannot stand on our rooftops and shout, saying that like we are united, India is a single voice, we will fight terror. It's very easy to say that. But like we are united, that's good, that is something really praiseworthy. But at the same time, we need to do our own bit. We need to help the police in order to protect us. We should cooperate whenever like we are entering malls, cinema halls, and we should not get irritated when like people are frisking us. Like this is the bit that we can do. We can remain cautious. We can see and we can keep a check on exactly what is happening around us. This is what we can do. And the majority, like the bigger step should be taken by the government to ensure that we all are secured in our country and there is no element of fear or insecurity within the country. And like we should tell the world that yes, and we should give evidences to the world saying that these are the evidences that we have and these should be like considered. And like Pakistan is there, like the entire world knows now that Pakistan is the hub of terrorism, and all the terrorists they get trained and they like are harbored in Pakistan. So if diplomacy fails, then the other options should be looked into. And okay, and like now coming to what we can expect. We can expect from the government that it will take all the steps in order to curb terrorism. And like the cost that we have paid throughout, that can be classified as tangible and intangible cost. When I say that like around 300 people have died in the terrorist attacks this year, that is 25%. And like when I say 35 to 40% of business is being lost just because of the terrorist attack, that is again quantified as something that can be measured in figures. Like talking about the intangible aspect of like, this cost. Like we cannot measure the value of each and every blood. Like we cannot just measure the value of each and every drop of blood that has been shed. We cannot measure the value of each and every tear that is shed from the eyes of the people who have lost their near and dear ones in these terrorist attacks. We cannot imagine the kind of situation that the people are in right now. The families, the bereaved families, what they are going through. They have lost their breadwinners. We just can't imagine as to like what they are going through and what their sufferings are. We can just like think like this is what might be happening with them. But we cannot understand their pain, their feelings, their loss, their immense personal loss. God forbid until and unless we face a similar attack. So what are we waiting for? This has happened to the people, and like it might happen to us any time if we are like, and like Delhi and Mumbai, they have become like the destination of the terrorists. It was the chance of Delhi in the month of September, now it's Mumbai. Probably again Delhi would be the target. So what are we waiting for? It's high time. Friends, it's high time that the government takes stringent action against the perpetrators, the people who are behind all these things. And ahimsa, Gandhigiri is good, but not always. Thank you. Thank you so much.